Guy is out now in theaters and it stars Ryan Reynolds, Jodie Comer, Joe Keery, and Taika Waititi. Ryan Reynolds plays Guy, a bank teller who discovers he's actually the NPC, a non-playable character inside a brutal open-world video game. Now, to be honest with you, I really thought that this movie was not going to be good at all. Nothing about the trailers got me excited about it. I walked out of the theater and I was like, I actually had a good time with that. So yeah, the movie surprised me. It's not a great movie or anything, no, but it did surprise me. I had a lot of fun with all the video game references, just the actual video game world itself. I loved how this world worked. For instance, there's characters with like sunglasses, so like the sunglasses characters are the cool characters in the video game world. I thought that that was really funny and unique, and it gave some characters some personality, some unique traits. Really like that aspect of it. I also love the fact that we get a non-playable character that breaks away from its coding, and that actually forms the basis of the plot. So I like that the plot revolved around that. It made the movie feel fresh and original, even though it's not really all that fresh and original. I can really describe this movie as Ready Player One meets Deadpool. At first, I said, oh my god, here we go. This is going to be Deadpool straight to the get-go, because it starts with a voiceover from Ryan Reynolds, and I was thinking to myself, this is just Deadpool narrating the movie. And of course, there are some Deadpool-isms, there are some Deadpool jokes thrown in here, but the actual overall feel of the movie didn't feel like Deadpool. It never felt like that this guy named Guy was a pain in the ass the whole movie. I like that he discovered a lot more about himself. I like how he was determined in his goal to help other people. I like that those people rallied around him to help him with his goal. Lots of great video game characters in here. And I'm talking about like ones made up for the movie and then some references to actual video game characters, and I like the mesh between the real world and the video game world, how those two mesh together, although at times it didn't really make that much sense because there will be characters talking as video game characters and it'll be this person playing that character online, but then like the dialogue is what the actual player who's playing the game as that character is saying. It really opened up some questions for me that I don't think it went answered all that much. Where it's like, does that break away from coding? I mean, there's things in here that deal with like, oh, here's what non-playable characters do, here's what playable characters do. Here are the rules regarding both, but I feel like the rules weren't necessarily established, so when characters were saying dialogue that their real life players were actually saying back to video game characters, it was a bit jarring at first, but I got used to it after a while. Just something that took me out of the movie. And throughout the movie, you could tell that there were definite moments of ADR because the lips and what they're saying don't even match up. Like it'll cut like right before they're about to do the ADR, but you can tell that it's ADR because they'll try and cut the film like right as it's happening, but you can tell because they cut it too late, and you can tell it's ADR because their lips just aren't matching up to what they're saying. The action was really cool, it was really unique. I loved watching Guy adapt to the world around him and teaming up with Jodie Comer's character, who I thought was really, really good and probably the highlight of the movie. Taika Waititi, for me in this movie, didn't work. I love Taika Waititi. I love his comedy, but it didn't work in this movie for me. It was way too over the top. He was not believable at all as this big tech mogul and video game developer who was just spouting nonsense, and his motivations made no sense whatsoever. Watch the movie and you'll understand. You'll be like, wait a minute, is this guy joking right now? Like, half the time you don't know if he's even joking. This is definitely not what I imagine a video game developer to be. I feel like it's insulting, you know? Yeah, super controlling, but I feel like no video game developer, the head of a big video game company, is gonna be sarcastically cracking jokes like that. I mean, I have no idea. I don't work for video game companies, so. The middle of the movie also drags a little bit, and there's a bunch of downtime in the middle of the movie, so it makes the middle of the movie drag a little bit. They're trying to forward the plot, and so even when the plot is getting interesting, the movie itself doesn't feel that interesting because there's not too much that feels like it's going on in the middle of the movie. And the end of the movie is definitely a Return of the King ending. It would not end. For the love of God, it would not end. And there were about 3 different endings, and it didn't end there. It ended on the 4th ending. It was like, Jesus about time. Could have probably have been 20 minutes shorter just to trim off some of that meat in the middle of the movie and a couple of those endings. But overall, I walked into this movie thinking this is going to be one of the worst movies of the year. Walked out actually having a lot of fun with it despite some major problems with the movie. I was entertained. I liked the cameos, all the characters in the movie. I liked the actual plot. I liked how it felt fresh and original, even though it's not so fresh and original. Just a few things that bogged the movie down for me, but I am going to say you will enjoy Free Guy with 3/4 worth of a bucket of popcorn. So guys, what did you think of Free Guy? Drop me some feedback in the comment section below. I'll leave my link to my website in the description below as well. If you're wondering where my review of Loki is, I actually didn't get around to reviewing Loki, as well as my spoiler review for the Suicide Squad. Was planning on doing that. Unfortunately, a family tragedy struck this past week, so I was dealing with that, and I was on a bachelor party, so I didn't have time to film a spoiler review for the Suicide Squad. I wanted to because I really love the Suicide Squad, and I saw it again. I thought it was even better the second time, but you guys are the best. Thank you for watching. My name is Alex Madden, and I'll see you at the movies somewhere.